This is a battle in the Wolf Flush tournament. Yes, a load of goals. I came online, Diplomat asked me to join. He said, well, we're playing soon, and I said, well, fuck it, why not? I was waiting for Iraklis and AK to play the tournament finals in the Use It Lose It tournament. So I figured I'd have time for a few games if I made those games very quick. Hence, me picking the Odrysian Kingdom. So Masterbean picks Arverni, and I pick the Odrysian Kingdom. I can't really say I counter pick with the Odrysian Kingdom, because the Odrysian Kingdom is obviously not a counter to Arverni. But I wanted an army that would make the battle quick, win or lose. So I have 3 Thracian nobles. I would never have 3 Thracian nobles normally. 5 Thracian warriors. I would never have 5 Thracian warriors normally. I have 6 Thracian horse. Probably never have 6 Thracian horse normally. 2 Thracian cav and 2 mercenary veteran hoplites. These guys I would bring in most cases, but I didn't bring any skirmishers, and I don't like going completely without skirmishers. So let's have a look at the Arverni army. 4 levy freemen. Let's see, chosen swords, a bunch of those. 5 chosen swords, I believe. 2 oathsworn. A bunch of skirmishers, of course, since he's facing the Odrysian Kingdom. Celtic slingers. There were some Gallic hunters in there as well. A few heavy horse units, and I'm going to be commenting this like it was just any other battle. So I'm going to point out the mistakes I make, and because I do make quite a few in this battle. So as usual, I'm sending my cavalry around the flanks. This serves a dual purpose. The idea here is to pull away the levy freemen from the front line, so they won't be able to block any charges. So trying to move around, blocking the levy freemen, making sure that a cav unit or 2 stays in the back to protect the skirmishers, and allowing myself to get frontal cav charges. But frontal cav charges with the Odrysian Kingdom and these Thracian horse is not really that effective against Arverni, because all of these chosen swords are heavy melee. I only have medium cavalry, so I'm not doing a lot of impact damage, and knockdown is going to be hard to achieve. So the Celtic slingers are already firing, doing a bit of damage to my frontline Thracian warriors here. Just want to get my mercenary veteran hoplites into position before I start doing anything. And here it comes. Here comes the engagement. So this is very frantic, very quick. Very important that the mercenary veteran hoplites eat as many precursors as possible. So they charge the chosen swords. And now I can try to synchronize a frontal cav charge, going into the chosen swords together with the Thracian warriors. And the chosen swords got a lot better of a charge than I did. And let's just pause it here, because these types of engagements are super important. In this case, the heavy horse is heavy, of course. The chosen swords are heavy. And I don't have precursors, whereas the chosen swords have precursors. So I am at a disadvantage in 2 areas. One being the precursors, 2 being that these units are heavier than my units. So these are not good engagements for me. Not good whatsoever. But I'm getting my Thracian horse in here, knock down a few units. You can see they're knocked down here, so I'm going to continue through and get to the Gallic hunters while these Thracian warriors are fighting. You can see that the heavy horse didn't respond there. My mercenary veteran hoplites are not doing a horrible job here. They're actually holding reasonably well against the chosen swords. Getting a nice charge here with the Thracian warriors, but they did eat precursors. Still, this wasn't too bad of a charge. The Gallic hunters are taking fire. So at this point, although I've engaged very frantically, it's not going horrible for me at the moment. I even managed to pull out my Thracian horse. You can see they didn't do too much damage, about half the damage that the heavy horse did. So now I'm sending in my second line of Thracian warriors here, and that's sure to break the chosen swords, I figure. The Thracian warriors go through the gap here, getting at the Celtic slingers. I have no idea what I'm doing with my cavalry over here, wasting precursor ammunition. This I haven't played in such a long time, and just forgetting to turn fire at will off is those are the kind of mistakes I did. So I charged the chosen swords here, but because of the precursors and because of supporting fire, I'm losing that engagement. Over here I'm losing this engagement as well, not getting a whole lot of kills out of that engagement, unfortunately. Here I'm leaving my cavalry in, so I'm losing that engagement as well. The shield wall has been popped, so that helps the chosen stay in the fight. The Celtic slingers losing decisively. 126 kills for the chosen swords already, and they've just slaughtered. Even though I got the charge, they've slaughtered my Thracian warriors, so they would really have needed some support. I'm going to start moving in with my Thracian nobles. They've taken a few casualties, but not too bad. Losing the Thracian horse, about to lose the Thracian warriors because of morale problems. And my cavalry, I'm not even using my cavalry at this point. This is a surefire, this is a sure sign of just being rusty as hell. Not standing around with cavalry units. I could have stopped that unit, but I didn't, so big mistake. Getting the charge though with the Thracian nobles means that this heavy horse is going to take a lot of damage. The skirmishers have been dealt with. And let's see, Thracian horse. Oh, I forgot to mention. So I mentioned one thing. When the skirmishers fired on my Thracian nobles, I pulled back my Thracian nobles, and you can see I've taken way too much damage on this Thracian noble. But I pulled back my Thracian nobles, and since they had attack orders, the slingers, that's why they are here. The slingers and the archers, they followed and started moving into my melee line. So that's a nice trick you can use if attack orders are given. But unfortunately, I didn't do it quickly enough, so I took damage. My Thracian horse not going to like fighting levy free and heavy horse there. Thracian nobles got charged by Oathsworn, so the Oathsworn are winning decisively. I need to get a Thracian noble in here. The Thracian nobles doing a lot of damage here to the heavy horse. My Thracian horse, I'm trying to pull them out, that's what I'm doing. Over here, I'm trying to get at these Gallic hunters, but I'm not paying attention. Well, maybe it wasn't as bad as I thought, because if I continue through here, it might be worth it. But I really should have given attack orders on this unit instead. Trying to get the levy free off the field, I guess, with the Thracian horsemen. That's not a good idea. The Thracian nobles are hacking away at the levy freemen here. Let's see, Thracian nobles fighting Oathsworn. But I've made another mistake here, just charging into these levy freemen to stop them from firing precursors. I've made another mistake, and a quite dramatic one. I want to rely on using this Thracian noble to snipe the enemy general. If I do that, then I have a chance at this point. So breaking these units and getting at the general, just holding these units here with my Thracian horse, charging them in. So I've managed to break through here, and I'm about to charge the enemy general. Charging into the Oathsworn general. There we are. But the thing is, the Oathsworn general has battle rhythm. I also have headhunt, and oh shit, I don't have battle rhythm. So I used war cry and intimidate a bit too late. I was about to use battle rhythm headhunt myself, but then I found out I didn't have it, and I was too slow with the intimidate. So the enemy general managed to get headhunt and managed to get his second win as well. So the mistakes are piling up here, and with the Odrysian Kingdom, you really can't afford to make the kinds of mistakes that I'm making here. The Thracian horse being kept in here. They're losing decisively, so I'm just popping Frenzy. And my Thracian nobles, they didn't even get a charge here. They are very tired because I used headhunt. So, yeah, like I said, the mistakes are piling up. The mercenary veteran Hoplite is holding reasonably well here against the Oathsworn. Have a Thracian noble jogging around here. Just doing a little charge with the Thracian cavalry here, trying to do some damage to the heavy horse. Pull out. I'm not going to be able to win that anyway. So in extended melee, when I'm very tired, I'm not going to do too well against Oathsworn. It's kind of close at this point between these two units, but I'm losing slightly. And if I was fresh here, the difference would just be astounding in performance. Because 79 melee attack, when you're exhausted, 50% reduction. I really would have needed to have this unit fresh to be able to win here. So the enemy cavalry comes in. My general recently died at 56 men remaining. So at this point things are not looking too good at all. The levy freemen still alive. There's an Oathsworn unit here. The heavy horse over here. And once again, I'm trying to pull out here and not engage, but it's just way too slow. Everything I'm doing is too slow, and that's. I wanted to play with the Odrysian Kingdom because they are fast-paced and fun, but I just didn't have the micro to play fast-paced and fun today. So yeah, this Oathsworn unit is going to die. The headhunt is on, so the Thracian nobles are not going to break anytime soon. 327 kills. Decent enough performance, but my Thracian horsemen they just don't hold up to the heavy horse. Even though there were only 4 heavy horse on the field, my Thracian horsemen don't perform. Oathsworn, of course, being able to use second wind and battle rhythm is very helpful. So I'm trying to get around here and break the levy freeman quickly with the rear charge maybe, but unfortunately the Thracian warriors broke. There's really not much my Thracian cavalry can do at this point. So trying to get a good angle, trying to make the mercenary veteran hope place, because if I'm really lucky, the enemy general could die and I could rear charge a few units and make them break. But it's a desperate situation for me now. The mercenary veteran hoplites attacked in the rear, about to die. They have done a really good job. So I'm trying to get the Thracian cavalry in here before the levy freemen get a charge. But there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. My unit's broke. So just getting a second charge in here, getting a few kills more. But I lost. Thracian cavalry got a lot of kills on that charge. So 60 men remaining, 37 men remaining. I'd say that was reasonably close, and this is one of those battles where it comes down to let's just try to add up the mistakes I made. Okay, 1, bringing the wrong general. I was of course supposed to have the strategist general, so I could use battle rhythm, second wind, and headhunt. However, once I had the warrior general, you saw me use Warcry and not Intimidate after battle rhythm headhunt wore off on the enemy general. That was a miss micro. I was supposed to intimidate him so he would stay exhausted for longer. So that's the second mistake. And in these barbarian battles, the general is just massive. It's immense. And you can see by the performance, some of my Thracian warriors do okay, one of my Thracian horse did okay, but leaving the cavalry sitting around in the back for as long as I did, huge mistake. And the frontal cav charge against precursor units, also a mistake. But that comes down to my army composition. This is not a very good Odrysian Kingdom army against Arverni, or indeed against any faction that has an abundance of precursors. The cavalry isn't heavy enough to do a lot of damage against units like Chosen Sword and Oathsword. So the cavalry basically needs to take care of skirmishers, but the skirmishers didn't do too much damage in this battle. If you add up the kills, they are not immense, but quite a few of the kills are on Thracian nobles, so that's important. But what killed me here were the Oathsworn and the Chosen Swords, mostly. So, good game to Masterbean. Let's see here, Odrysian Kingdom, yeah. So, in order for that type of army to work, I like having 2 Thracian nobles. Thracian warriors, there was a max 8 melee unit limit. So, and max 12 infantry, I believe. So, the army that I was preparing before I picked this one, the one I just played with, was actually, let's see, it was this army here, And I think this army would have stood an immensely better chance than the previous army that I showed. Let's see here that I didn't break any rules. Nope, 12. No, I did break. Okay. Oh no, it was like this. It was like this. So, and then 2 skirmishers. 2 skirmishers. Yeah, this was the army that I was planning to take on Arverni with. I'm fairly confident that this army would have worked, but I'm not confident that the micro would hold up. But it's a much easier army to use. So basically, the mercenary veteran hoplites are in the center. They are wherever the Oathsworn are. The mercenary veteran hoplites flank them. They take on, or the mercenary hoplites flank them. And the reason why these units are here is because they can eat a lot of precursors. So they are going to go, and they can kill Levy Freemen. They can kill Celtic warriors. So what these guys do is that they go in, they make sure the enemy is tied down, and then these guys come in as the second line. When the Oathsworn inevitably engage, the Thracian skirmishers go in with their 41 missile damage and just pepper the Oathsworn. The Thracian horse, together with support of 1 Thracian warrior on each flank, engages enemy cavalry. No frontal cav charges. The Thracian cavalry is just annoying on the flanks and perhaps flying around to dissuade any frontal cav charges. So the 3 lines of infantry are together with the Thracian skirmishers. The Thracian skirmishers will be there also to dissuade enemy frontal cav charges. Mercenary hoplites and mercenary veteran hoplites can do reasonably well against frontal cav charges. And together with the Thracian skirmishers and support from Thracian warriors, this is a decent army to take on Arverni under the particular rules that we played under. But just make sure, if you're going to bring the warrior general, just don't be a retard like I was, and use intimidate and warcry at the wrong point. Strategists having the ability to use headhunt and battle rhythm, second wind is just absolutely immense. So going into a tournament with the mindset of wanting to finish the battle as quickly as possible and having a fun and having fun is not the best mindset, especially not against what's essentially under these rules an army that's very close to the meta. But that's a conscious choice, and I'm the first person to argue for playing tournaments to win, not necessarily playing tournaments to have fun, because when you're at the point where you're trying different armies, you're trying different strategies, you're trying to get better at using certain armies, then you're also having fun by trying to win. Not winning at all costs, but winning in a sportsman-like manner. But for me, the tactics and strategies used when commanding a standard barbarian army and also a standard Roman army it's just not interesting to me. But the Odrysian Kingdom is a bit interesting because they are weak against what other factions have in abundance. So they are fragile but very hard hitting, and they don't have any automatic ways of dealing with enemy cavalry or enemy skirmishers, or just they need to be used well. So anyway, Masterbean advanced to the finals in this tournament, and he's playing those battles against diplomats. So I'm going to be uploading those battles as well, and hopefully they are good ones. Strength and honor.